Ever since the coffee bean was discovered in the highlands of Ethiopia over 1,000 years ago, the act of drinking coffee, shared with friends, family, and neighbors, remains an integral part of Ethiopian culture. Today, the caffeinated crop also plays a crucial economic role, but climate change puts it all at risk. And Ethiopia's not alone. Nearly all coffee is grown in the bean belt, with Brazil as the leading global coffee exporter. After oil, coffee ranks as the world's most valuable export commodity, and it's produced almost exclusively in developing countries. 120 million people in 70 countries count on the global coffee industry, worth tens of billions of dollars, to make a living. Yet, like wine grapes, coffee plants can be sensitive and demand specific growing conditions to produce flavorful and balanced beans. That's why climate change poses such an existential threat. Warmer temperatures, more frequent droughts, intensified flooding, and increasingly hospitable conditions for insects and fungi that attack coffee plants all take a heavy toll on production. Tanzania, where 2.4 million people earn a living from coffee, has seen production cut in half since the 1960s due to hotter temperatures. And globally, half of all land currently used for coffee production is projected to be unsuitable by 2050. Coffee lovers will likely feel the effects of supply shortages through higher prices and lower bean quality. A rise in temperature means less time for a coffee bean to ripen and less complexity in flavor, acidity, and sweetness. Strategies to counteract the worst effects of climate change include moving coffee plantations to higher ground and diversifying crops. But most coffee farmers are small-scale producers without the resources to take on these measures by themselves. The private sector, from peats to Nespresso, has stepped in with funding and research support for farmers. And after coffee producers in Mexico lost 60% of their crops to leaf rust in 2014, coffee behemoth Starbucks distributed millions of coffee plants bred to be rust-resistant to the region. But to stave off a crisis, governments and institutions need to make a sustained, widespread effort to help farmers adapt to climate change. For 120 million people, it's not just about a daily jolt of caffeine or after-dinner nightcap. It's economic survival.
Did you know that 1% of the coffee cherry arrives in our daily cup of coffee? The global coffee industry generates nearly 40 million tons of biomass each year. When this biomass goes to waste, it harms the people and planet at large. What if this material were used again to create new value through circular economy practices? Circular economy gives new value to material resources, avoids waste, and regenerates nature while still making space for profit. Innovative approaches can open new income and job opportunities, especially in coffee-producing countries.
There are many challenges in the coffee sector. We have poverty, we have unsustainable practices, we have an unequal distribution of value in the coffee sector, and the climate crisis actually will further increase these challenges. And we at GIZ I think everyone is clear that this is also really interlinked, these challenges we see, and we cannot tackle one by one. We need all the relevant actors on the table, and that's where the ICO plays a really important role, because they bring together the public side, the members, the governments of the producing and consuming countries, and the private sector. And so with that group around the table, I think there are many possibilities to support the coffee sector for a real sector transformation and to work for a prosperous future of all actors in the coffee sector, especially the producers of our coffee.
In the ICO Coffee Public and Private Task Force, we are working with a lot of partners to help and to support the producers in all the supply chain. We know that we will not solve all of the problems because this is very complex, unfortunately, but to do these efforts all together, all the fundings together, all the brains together, to address the major problems that we have.
Is such an opportunity to raise the image, the profile through advocacy and lobbying at the international level, that coffee and coffee sustainability can actually be a force for good and can provide solutions to many issues that we as humanity are struggling with. So we are competing with many other sectors, but coffee sector could be more known for some of the innovative work that farmer leaders and everybody in the value chain and also governments.
From the trader's perspective, our contribution is the network of farmers that we bring to the table. Obviously, we're highly interconnected with farmer populations around the world, and we have sustainability programs on the ground in many origins. I think the combination of knowledge and expertise and relationship that we have with farmers is the key contribution that we can make to this conversation in terms of testing out solutions and of course implementing projects on the ground.
The task force is a very good platform, a space to exchange ideas and issues and find common solutions. I think on one side, we consider this as a very good advantage of being there, present, understanding what is being discussed, trying to voice the needs and issues of our coffee farmers. So we feel that the solutions that the task force will bring, we take opportunity of them, we leverage on them and find a sustainable solution for our coffee sector improvement and sustainability.
The Center for Circular Economy in Coffee is the first pre-competitive platform for enhancing circular economy in the coffee sector. This global partnership for collective action is the result of co-creating resources that address emerging challenges. The Center for Circular Economy in Coffee is announcing a global call for membership for all coffee stakeholders. Join the Center to access a global network, implement and pilot circular solutions, and build upon cutting-edge research and innovation. Let's add value to the rest of the 99% of the coffee cherry. Join us to accelerate the coffee sector's transition from linear to circular.